Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. In today's video, we're going to continue with our videos that cover leaks of upcoming chapters, and so we're going to take this time to talk about new leaked information from chapter 1050 of the One Piece manga. This time, we have information about what may have happened to Big Mom and Kaido, what fate these two characters have met, and how this may be the end for these two characters. The leak goes on further to say that there was a big explosion that happened on Onigashima because of Law and Luffy's attack, and this is very likely due to the flammable things that were in the basement of Onigashima Castle, and that may have exploded. In this way, the whole of Onigashima was destroyed, along with the Emperor still lying on the ground. Now, because of the size of the explosion, this also causes the Wano volcano to collapse and causes the whole earth to shake. Because of this instability, a big crack opens up where Kaido and Big Mom were. Now, we don't know if more characters were close to them, but it's quite probable that after this crack was opened, many managed to escape from this place in order to not fall inside. But before we go much further, if you're new to the channel, we'd be absolutely honored if you consider leaving us a like, or even subscribing with a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really motivates us to make more content like this, and if you want to help us out in a bigger way, consider sharing the video or the channel with a friend. But without further ado, let's get back into it. So we were just talking about the idea that after this large explosion and the collapse of a Wano volcano, there's this large crack or fissure that starts opening up in the ground. And Kaido and Big Mom end up falling into this crack, and helplessly their bodies fall into the magma of the earth. And then their bodies are covered by lava. And it's not known if they still remain alive because we really have no confirmation beyond that. The only thing it says is that they are covered in magma, which may have really taken their lives. But as they both have some incredible next level resistance, they may still end up alive after this event. But if they manage to stay alive, they would have to find a way out of this magma place because there's really no other room for Kaido or Big Mom to fly or even free themselves. And then again, if they ended up being trapped for quite a long time and weren't able to free themselves, their bodies could end up being consumed by the heat of the lava. Something that is considerably, maybe at least we used to consider, impossible since Kaido has this supposed immortality. Or it also could just be that he's really resistant and almost kind of too resistant for him to just lose his life in any kind of easy way. But it could be that through the heat of the magma in the earth, and he and Big Mom will end up losing their lives because though they can resist it, there's only so long you're going to be able to resist lava. I mean, if you think about it, even Whitebeard, who was really considered one of the strongest people on the planet, next to Roger, had his body punctured by one of Akainu's lava hits. And if this is just, apples to apples, if Akainu's lava could pierce Whitebeard, then this lava could very easily consume Kaido and Big Mom. But any which way it turns out, Big Mom's body and Kaido's body are going to be burned to where they either lose their lives or they just don't have any more to give and are not going to battle any further against the Straw Hats or their allies. And this could be just the very end of them ever just being Yonko, whether they survive or not. Now, even though this may seem like an incident that's going to set off some other bigger reaction, Onigashima, the people that were on there really aren't at any risk, and the volcano remains stable and doesn't seem to be presenting any danger to the people living in Wano, nor the people who were fighting the emperors in Onigashima. Next, we have the conclusion of this fight between Luffy and Kaido, and we have Nekomamushi announcing Luffy's victory to everyone in Onigashima. And this makes everybody happy with this victory because together they were able to bring down two great Yonko. After achieving this victory, we see a flashback happens where we see Toko and Yasui together. And Toko eats a smile fruit so that Yasui doesn't have to eat it. Now, we don't know the reason, and it's only going to probably be in the official release that we'll have the conclusion and the reasons that led Toko to do this. And we don't have much more information beyond that and about what happens in this flashback, but it could be some really great information about Toko and Yasui's past and revealing the reasons why they both ended up laughing so much. The leaks go on to say that Momonosuke manages to get some of his energy back after making the flame clouds that were keeping Onigashima aloft, and he starts to then talk to Zunisha, who was near Wano, and he asks Zunisha to open Wano's borders, but not at that moment because he would have to do something first. This something could probably be Yamato related, since opening up Wano was her dream dream and, of course, Oden's dream. So Momo might be looking for the right moment where Yamato can see Wano's borders opening. And this moment of opening could be the thing that shows Yamato that she can finally be free. And there would be no one who could take away her freedom now that her father Kaido had been defeated, which would make the feeling of traveling the world just like Oden just be an even greater possibility. But before Momo could show Yamato the borders of Wano opening, it's really going to be necessary to fix the mess that's been happening in the kingdom. And it's going to be necessary to adjust everything first before they just open everything up. The leaks also say that Momonosuke landed in the flower capital, and probably he could be taking Onigashima near the capital so that his allies could be healed quickly because of the intense fight that everyone had against Kaido and Big Mom and all of their subordinates. He also might be doing this because Momo is thinking that if Onigashima is closer to the flower capital, everybody would also be able to return to their homes and rest in their own beds. Or there could be something even bigger at work, and this could be to show and celebrate together with the citizens who, of course, are coming right to the end of the Fire Festival, right after they all just lifted their wishes to the sky. So this could be the moment where they get to realize that their dreams and what they're feeling right then doesn't have to end. And then we get to see the Straw Hats coming in and our biggest party ever celebrating this event with everyone involved in Wano. When Momonosuke arrives in the flower capital, he ends up reverting to his human form, and a great smoke appears around him, hiding his appearance. Most probably to hide his appearance because Momo's managed to transform into his great dragon, and so now that he's really 20 years older, he's gonna look a little different. So through the effects of being aged up, we see that this is of course the reason why Momo could produce such a large dragon. And so it's gotta follow that once he reverts back to his human form, he is gonna be much older in appearance, and really would look like a 28-year-old man. Now, we of course know that his personality is not going to change because although his body has aged, his brain hasn't gone through all those same years of experience to mature, and he's still going to have some of those same insecurities. In fact, we saw this a lot throughout the fight between Luffy and Kaido. But through this conflict, Momonosuke's also been given some great opportunities to mature in his ideology and overcome his limits, and being able to really be that person who's had his moment, who's held his friends aloft just like his father did so many years ago, and really gets to bring everything together and you know, grow as a human being. So for now, it could be that Oda's using this smoke that's in front of him to kind of hide his true appearance, to keep it a little bit of a mystery. And we don't know if in this chapter his face is actually revealed or not, or if it would be more in chapter 1051. But based on some transformation, it's likely that in this chapter we might get to see Momonosuke and what he looks like now that he's all grown up. An added bonus of this aging up, if you will, is also because had Momonosuke, even if the raid had been successful, had he still looked like a child, it might have made it a little more challenging for him to rule and for the people of Wano to accept it. But now that he has this older appearance, it's going to be a nice, easy transition, and so the people will have a much easier time recognizing him and accepting him as the new Shogun of Wano. Next, the leaks go on to say that as the smoke disappears, we see Hiyori and the Red Scabbers, but we have no information again if Momo appears or not. And then Denjiro appears and says that he brought here the new Shogun of Wano, and this is the way the leaks end. Most likely, it's probably that Denjiro is presenting Momonosuke in his adult form, because if Momonosuke's face and even his appearance wasn't shown, it must mean that he is now he's gonna look older. And as I was just saying, with this older appearance, he's gonna much more easily get the support of everyone in Wano, because he could look, and we don't know if he's gonna look more like his mom or his father Oden. But this, if he does look like Oden, imagine the nostalgia to everyone in Wano, and especially to all of the Scabbards who served this family and have given so much in this raid. So friends, this is how chapter 1050 of the One Piece manga is gonna end, and we don't have any more further leaked conversations or images, and all the information we have is just that Momonosuke seems to be keeping, at least his appearance a secret. And then once he's able to accomplish his pieces, and we're gonna get, that big Oda reveal, then we will probably, hopefully in the next, maybe a couple of chapters or therefore, moving forward, we'll have to see how things resolve and how the borders of Wano open. But for now, everyone, we'd love to know what you think about it. Do you think we're gonna get a chance to see Momo, or do you think this is more of a thing that Oda's gonna tease us with a little bit and we'll finally get to see something maybe in a chapter or so? After that, what do you think's gonna be the next likely thing, and how do you think Zunisha might play in for all of this kind of big story? Let us know in the comments below. So as we wrap things up, I want to thank you all so much for watching the video all the way to the very end. Make sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like and consider subscribing before you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.